Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nicole from Perfectly Imperfect Planning, and today we are going to be setting up a new planner for my job. I don't think I ever posted this work setup. I think mainly because a lot of it I couldn't show and I thought, what's the point? But I have been using a classic for the past, I want to say, good year. And this year I have put it on 2-inch discs. And I think that's part of the problem, is that this is just too heavy to lug around. I'm lugging around my planner a little more than I used to, and it's just not conducive. But I'm also not using entire sections in this that I thought I was going to use. Like I have, like, I'm trying to find areas that I can show. So I had put like this tasks section in here, and I had expected to like separate this out with like different, I don't even know, but I'm just not using it, and I think I need to change things up, but I'm not sure how I want to change things up. I thought about maybe just slimming this down to just a calendar and then having like a common notebook for everything, which used to work in my old job. I used to keep one notebook and just have everything together. But I'm just worried about it being a book bound and not being able to move things. So I do want to stay in a disc bound for now, because I'm not sure what I want, and a disc bound is still versatile. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, for now, get rid of my classic, and I'm going to move into a junior to see how it works. I never used a junior at my current job, only because I do need a lot of room for things going. I have a lot of meetings, probably more than I should at this point, and I take a lot of notes. However, with AI, more and more of the leaders of these meetings are using AI to transcribe, which is an awesome feature. So I don't necessarily have to take a lot of notes, and I'm also learning to adapt and not get bogged down by taking notes about every little thing that's spoken about and just taking the notes that apply to me. So I'm finding that while I still fill up my classic pages with notes, I can do that with the junior. And I have so much junior supplies that I figured that this would be an easy fix. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing, I'm going to set this up real quick. So I had a lot of supplies I'm not using, so I'm hoping this works. We'll see. I do use a junior for my personal, but I don't want to add my personal to, or my work to my personal planner, only because there are some days where I do leave my work planner at work. And so I want to make sure that I am keeping that the same. I do need to grab my hole punch because I did not punch my calendar pages. So let me do that real quick. So if you don't know, for my junior or half letter size personal planner, I print out my own pages, and I actually did that for this exercise. I printed out some planner pages that I thought I was going to need, because honestly, why am I going to buy planner pages if I don't know if this is going to work? So I just printed out things that I had already designed, and I actually just printed out for the rest of the month. So I'm just going to use my lavender punch to punch this. Now, I want to make sure that this is lined up. All right, let's see. Sorry for the loud noise. get this out of the way. And we're going to put these right in here. So I'll take it back a little bit now that I stopped talking. So this is a cover I have from Fancy Plans Co. And I'm using copper discs. And this is mainly just to hold, like to protect the outside. And then I have this dashboard from Jean's Agenda. This was from a subscription box in 2024. I think it was September of 2024. And this was from the May 2025 box. And then here are some yearly overview pages I created just because I am constantly looking at these to see what's coming up. I am a communications director at my job, so I'm constantly looking at projects that are ahead, and I think that's part of the problem is trying to maintain a planner that works for my thought process. So then I have my monthlies right here, and I left blank pages in between my monthly and my weekly just for like some brainstorming pages, and I do have a team, so I can always put like what they're working on throughout the month and things I want to accomplish for the month, like goals and stuff. So and then I just printed out 2 weeks worth of weeklies for now because it's going to be for this coming week, the 15th, and then the following week, because I want to see how these work out. So I was putting to-dos on my weekly, but I'm thinking that I can probably keep this open on my thing and I can time block on this and then use daily pages for my day-to-day, even just notebook paper. So I did add some daily pages, which I have from Jean's Agenda. These are ones that I haven't used, and I'm going to see which way works. So these do have an hourly calendar on them and a to-do list. I'll see how I need these, and then I want to I did grab an undated monthly overview for March because we're already planning for March at my job. I actually thought of because there's only 2 weeks left and I really don't have nothing going on for the rest of the month, I might actually set up my March monthly in this just so I can plan ahead. So I might actually do that. I might set that up as March. And then, but we'll see. And then I had some dividers from Jean's Agenda that came in boxes. So this is for meetings. And I'm just going to put, I have like a ton, and I mean a ton of Levenger paper. Because every time you buy, you can't just necessarily buy just the covers. You have to buy like the notebook, and it comes in with so much so much paper. So I'm actually gonna put this paper in here, and I actually grabbed a lot of it because like I said, I do take a lot of meeting notes, but I think I'm gonna cut down on the meeting notes. So we're gonna pull that out. The next section is for projects, and I think this is what's going to be critical because I don't have a project section right now, and I think that's where I'm floundering because I don't have a section of planner where I can actually like plan out things I have to get done, and it's kind of killing me. So we got a bunch of project pages from Jean's Agenda that I'm not even using, and I think I do want to use it. So let's snap these in. And what I like is there's a master projects list that I can put here because there's a lot going on right now and I'm starting to get lost a little bit. And then there's some week ending dates, which I really like. And then there's a Gantt chart section, which I think I'm going to need to start doing. I'm not fully familiar with a Gantt chart. I've been looking things up. There is a how-to here, but it's a little confusing. So I really, I might do this the way I think it needs to get done. So, I'm going to play around with these. There is a few pages of these, so I'm going to see how that works. And then there's these project pages where I could brainstorm. And then I have some debriefing sheets in here for after projects to find out what worked and what didn't work. I'm going to stick these in here in case I need them. And then I have some to-do like task lists in here that I'm going to stick in the back. And then I'm going to create a note section. And that is just going to be a bunch of different notebook paper. And I actually might separate it. But we'll see how it works for me. I'm going to split it between regular notebook paper that I have here. Sorry, I hit the camera. And dot grid paper that I have right here. And I'm going to see how this works because I do want to keep everything in one notebook, and that's where I'm struggling is, do I need a separate notebook for my calendar? Just because I move around a lot, I don't want to end up forgetting something, but my work bag is super heavy right now, and I don't know if I can continue it the way it is. It's still, I mean, I do need to add some more calendar pages in here, so this might get filled up. I want to leave a little bit of room. I think that's going to work. I do have two other things. So I do like to make sure that my monthlies and my weeklies are easy to find. So I'm going to put my monthly here. This is a monthly that matched the cover. It was actually in my current work planner. And then my weeklies. And we're going to stick this here because I do stick Post-it notes on here. And I just from the weight of this compared to this, I think this is going to work a lot better. I might actually, depending on how this goes, I might do a whole quarter in here. We'll see. I want to try this out and see what's going to work and what's not going to work. I do want to put the back cover on though. So let's get these were ones that this was one I never used, so I'm going to put the back cover on this because this will give some extra support in the back. Yeah, I like that. It doesn't, this is supposed to be a hardcover, but it is still like flexible, but I really like how that looks. These are copper. I just like how it matched. I actually really think this might work. I'm really excited to get to use this. I actually did pull out, now that I don't know where it is, I pulled out a pen holder. There it is. because this doesn't have a pen holder that I can use, I'm actually going to put it over here. So this way I can make sure that I have, especially like a highlighter. I do use highlighters in my planner. And my personal planner has a little pouch that just came in the last box that we got, and I might actually see if I can put it in my work planner, but we'll see. I can't get this sticky tab off. I think it's because it's a little older. Let's see. Hold on. I got it. Okay. So we're gonna put this right. So I want to make sure that it's in, but I don't want it to be completely out. So let's see if that'll work. That's gonna stick out too much. Let's grab a pen. That's a little bit of a thicker pen than I normally use. Actually, that's gonna work perfect. Oh, I like that. Okay, it's gonna work. All right, so let's just make sure that's down. And there you go. So just a little bit of decor here, nothing major. I might pull my stickers that I have in here. Can't change your feet, change your attitude. And then I have another one. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan. I also have some so I can put this right here. That right there, and I think I'm gonna like this a lot better. It's a lot more compact, and I can still put it on itself, which this was getting too bulky and I couldn't do that. So I think I'm gonna like this a lot better. Yeah, I think this is gonna be good, because I just can't carry that. And I was carrying around my my personal planner. I go everywhere with that. I can't go without it, and that's even a little bulky. So I do want to make sure, like, this is actually lighter than this. And actually, I'm realizing that I need another section in here. There is a reference. I do have a reference section in my planner that I am going to need. So, see. Might put it in the back. I do have in this over here. Oops. I just knocked the camera over. We do have a folder with dividers. Actually, did I? Could do that. Here we go. I need, let's see. I don't know where my first one is. Oh, it's right here. Gives me a pocket and I can put my reference notes in here. So I think I do have some reference notes. So let's grab those because I'm going to need, actually, I'll just use the leftover paper that I have over here. Because I will have to write those in later. All right, so that bulked it up a little bit more. Yeah, I think this is going to work. I actually did take out a band in case I needed it. So this is something we got at the Jane's Agenda subscriber box, and just a little band that I can put on the notebook. And there I go. I have a compact planner for work now. I think this is probably going to work a little better, I think, than the bigger one because it's just too big. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have not already done so, please consider hitting that subscribe button and continue following me on that planning journey. Till next time.